So as the Deputy Chief Justice Raymond Zondo moves on Jacob Zuma, the organisation Freedom Under Law and its executive officer Nicole Fritz says no one is above the law, not even a former president. She says Zuma's walkout was a calculated act of defiance and a willful display of contempt for the rule of law. She joins me now on Monday lunchtime. Nicole, good afternoon to you. Let's just focus first of all on Raymond Zondo's instructions today as far as Jacob Zuma is concerned. He had little choice but to say what he did.
Absolutely, and it is sad, but that is absolutely the case, that he was left with no other choice but to act as he has, and to issue further summons to look to have a criminal complaint laid, and to seek the urgent application from the Constitutional Court in order to ensure that there is compliance with the rule of law, with our Constitution, by somebody who enjoyed the highest office and executed the highest powers under our Constitution.
You talk about a willful display of contempt, but this has very serious consequences, doesn't it? It could endanger the future of the Commission if no action was taken, because it could set precedent. People could say, well, if former President Zuma is doing this, I could do the same thing.
That's exactly right. It has very serious implications for the legitimacy of the Commission if a former president who in fact legislated this Commission into being says, well, I don't recognize its authority, I don't recognize its legitimacy, I'm not going to respond to its summons and answer, put my version of the facts as I am required to do. I think that sends a message to all other witnesses that they would be perfectly entitled to do the same, to not respect the legitimacy of the Commission. But I think, we know that this Commission is an ongoing process. It hasn't issued its findings, obviously, and at this point we can only speculate as to what those are. But this Commission was set about because there was a belief amongst the public, a credible belief, that those in authority, and we don't know who specifically at this point they were, but that those in authority had used their powers in order to perpetrate unlawful conduct, to steal from the state coffers, but also that they enjoyed an impunity in doing so. This Commission is in part intended to rectify that perception, to put our state to rights. If the Commission sends this message that a former head of state is not bound by the law, that he enjoys an impunity in the way that we ordinary South Africans do not, it is destructive of the rule of law and explosive of any idea, any notion that we can put our constitutional democracy to rights.
So a criminal complaint then to be laid against the former president. Could you explain to our viewers how this might play out in coming days?
Right. So, in terms of the Commissions Act, which is the law that essentially regulates the conduct of commissions, those who fail to adhere to a summons issued by the Commission are then guilty of a criminal act. The complaint is being laid. As we've heard from Deputy Chief Justice Zondo, the evidence is available essentially for all to see. This happened on live television. And so the authorities will receive that complaint. It will be, I would imagine there would be very little investigation to be done. The National Prosecuting Authority would need to go ahead with a prosecution of this particular charge. And that then would obviously go to court to be heard.
From Freedom Under Law, Nicole Fritz, thank you very much indeed. I want to take you live now